It's Lauren here, back to share another layout with you. This one is for the Scrap and Clearly design team, and I'm a little bit late with getting this one out because, as you can see, it has a bit of a spooky feel to it. So yes, this was my layout that went live on Halloween. And I didn't get time to put the process video together, so it's running a little bit late, but I thought I would pop it up anyway, even though Halloween left us a couple of weeks ago. So with this layout, I had this photo of my gorgeous little girl who, for book week, wanted to go as Hermione. So although this is not actually what she wore on Halloween, because I did the layout on Halloween, it had a bit of a spooky feel. So I thought I would do a layout for you using this photo. Look how cute she is. She's just the cutest little Hermione. So I had this fabulous little cut file. This was just, I'm not sure whose it is. This was a free one from, you know how the Silhouette store has a free cut file of the day or whatever. This was just one of the free cut files that I got, and it was, when I saw it, I thought, oh, this looks like a whole lot of fun. I also had this little witch cut file, and I think that's a Teresa Collins design, which she had a little bit of spunk, and I thought that's my little Hermione, my little girl. So I thought I would try and incorporate her into the layout as well, which didn't end up happening, but you do get to see me decorate her, so bear with me. So to decorate these pumpkins and my gorgeous little witch there, I'm using the Bow Bunny glitter paste. Now, it's really tricky to see in the video, but this glitter paste is like sparkliness overload. As soon as you wipe it on, it just glitters and shines, and it creates such a fun, fabulous feature on your layout. And I thought for this layout, some glittery pumpkins would look fabulous. Now I'm just trying to find here on my desk where I popped those gorgeous glittery Bow Bunny yumminess, so I can tell you what colours they were, but I'll keep looking as I'm doing the voiceover, and hopefully they'll jump out at me. Oh, there we go. So the orange one I'm using for the pumpkins is called, of course, it's called Pumpkin Bow Bunny Glitter Paste. It comes in 50ml tubs, which I think is oodles, because I'm not sure how many orange glittery things I'm going to need. And the purple one that I'm using here is called Lavender. And it's just, they're fun and fabulous. I've let my little girl have a play with them. She loves them. She loves everything sparkly. So if you are wanting to give these a try, pop past the Scrap and Clearly online store and grab yourself some, because Kylie has the entire set. So I just thought I'd have a little bit of a play with this witch, and as you saw, she was originally white cardstock, and I thought, no, I just wanted to blend that background down a little bit. So I grabbed a Distress Oxide and just using a sponge just brushed over that and emphasised some of the areas, so I got a bit of tonal difference throughout it. The Distress Oxide that I use is called Ice Spruce. These little Distress Oxides are so much fun. You can layer them up and they still shine through. You can sprinkle water on them and they give you that nice marbling effect. They are really fun to use. So I suggest, if you haven't tried any of the Distress Oxides by Ranger, give them a go, because I guarantee you'll love it. So there's my gorgeous little witch all sparkly up, that I'll put her aside to dry and use her on a special occasion somewhere else. And I think at this point I was sort of thinking, I think I want my pumpkins a little more orangier. So you'll see a lot, I clean up my mat a lot because it kind of freaks me out when I'm putting my white cardstock down that I'm going to get stuff everywhere and it's going to seep through. Even though I do use the Basil Marshmallow cardstock and it's quite thick, probably it's not going to seep through at all. But I just kind of freaks me out a little. But I just wanted to make sure my pumpkins and my little witch were clean and tidy, and here I go with wanting my pumpkins even more pumpkinier. If that's even a word. No, it's not a word, but it sounds like a fun word. Anyway, so I've just used some Heidi Swap Colour Shine in the colour, it's the colour Georgia Peach. And that has done exactly what I needed to do. Of course, here I go again cleaning up, but that one was a bit messy, and you know that one would definitely seep through the paper. So I'm going to set that aside to dry and then come back to then starting to get some ideas around how am I going to put this layout together. This is cut files are a lot of fun. They are, I find them a little time consuming though. Backing them, making them, you know, how you want them to look on the page. Like here I am glittering them and spraying them, and sometimes I might, you know, use some watercolour on them or watercolour behind them, and you know, they just look fabulous, but I have to say they're a little bit more time consuming than I'd hoped, and sometimes when I'm doing a layout I just want a quick fix. So if you're after a quick fix, I don't think cut files and backing cut files and spraying cut files are the way to go. So here I am getting a little bit more into my comfort zone. I'm going to set all the mixed media stuff aside, and in my head I'm thinking, rightio, I'd like to back the pumpkins. How am I going to do it? What kind of feel do I want? Do I want more of a modern feel, or do I want more of a vintage feel? So I picked up this little pad from Craft, and I also grabbed the Teresa Collins Something Wonderful 6x6 pad and had a flick through those. These two pads are available in the Scrap and Clearly store, and you know, they have a lovely feel about them, and I love the 6x6 pads because they're perfect for layering and you don't end up buying a whole bunch of 12x12 pieces of cardstock for the purposes of just matting and coordinating. So these little 6x6 pads make matting, coordinating and doing your layouts a bit more affordable, and you get that feel of owning the entire collection anyway, and all those pattern papers that you definitely love when the new release comes out and they're showing you them and you want them all. So here I am just matting up my photo. I'm just using a piece of offcut of white cardstock because I wanted my little girl to pop off the page a bit, and just putting a thin border around your photo often does that, and it sort of separates your background from your photo and draws it in and makes it a feature. And that's what you want. You want your photo to be your feature. This is why we scrapbook. We want to document life. We want to delight in those special moments. And mounting your photo, having it pop off the page, helping it stand out and be a feature, especially when you've got a really detailed and busy cut file there, is, you know, what you want to achieve. You definitely want to achieve a bit of a balance in your layout. So I found that gorgeous black and white stripe, and I'm mounting that up again, and then I wanted just to once again pop it off the page, so I added that little diagonal black and white stripe, and as you can see, just by me putting those together, she's already sort of being featured and framed, so you're really drawing yourself to it. So next time you're doing a layout, and if you're not a big fan of layering up your photo, you know, layers under your photo, just give it a go and see if it makes a bit of a difference. See if you think, oh yeah, that did work, or yeah, oh, Lauren doesn't know what she's talking about. That's definitely on the cards as well. I'm just going with the flow. I've been scrapbooking for a long time, and you know, when starting this YouTube channel, I did wonder whether my advice, that all the tricks I'd learnt over the 20 years would just come out, or whether it was something that I actually didn't know, that I I couldn't verbalize. And you know, doing these videos, it's been lovely because I've been able to offer some of the things that have worked for me over the time, and give some tips and tricks to lovely scrappers that enjoy my style and or are just beginning. And you know, I hope that it can make people enjoy it, and you know, it makes it a little easier for them, or just give some different ideas. So here I go with the task of matting the cut file. I decided, and I did, the fleeting thought went in my head of each of those little pumpkin sections do different papers. That just flew out really quickly. I'm sure it would look great, but there was no way I was doing that. So I decided, I just went through that 6x6 pad, drew out some of the papers that, you know, jumped out at me and gave me the feel that I was looking for, and I'm just flipped it over and I'm backing it and just adhering it using some glossy accents. The reason why I use the glossy accents is because it's got that nice fine tip, and I don't think it's meant to be adhesive, but it's a fabulous one. So here I go, I've got my pumpkin cut file all backed. I really wanted to use the witch, but I just wasn't feeling her. The purple looked great, but I'm definitely going to save her for scrapbooking her actual Halloween photos, and hopefully I'll do a video and share that with you when the time comes. I made my little girl out of, well, I didn't make it, I paid someone to make it, a little Halloween dress. And the fabric had those little accents on it. So I simply, with the offcuts of the fabric, cut it out just using some fine tip scissors, and ended up with these cute little spooky embellishments. Her little Halloween dress was just so cute. And when you see the photos of that in the future, you'll know what I mean, because it had those little spiders and ghosts and I don't know, Frankensteins all over a little dress with frilly sleeves and a frilly little skirt, and she looked just so cute with a little witchy hat on and a broom. So anyway, back on track. Easily distracted, this one. Here I am. I felt by putting something needed to happen behind the cut file, just to sort of bring it all together and blend my background in a little more. So I grabbed a couple of pieces out of the 6x6 pad, just tore one in half and separated them and had that block in the middle. And then I used some Heidi Swap Colour Shine and used just that bagging technique. In that Heidi Shine, I think, is the colour Coral, which is really beautiful, and I think I've gone through a couple of bottles of that over my time. And then just using the cut file and the photo, I just wanted to see how I'm testing. Where did that bagging technique, did it get as far as I want? Are those flicks going to give that effect that I want? So I kept popping back there. Then I thought I would help. That bagging technique gave quite a solid colour, and I just want to break that up. So just using some texture paste and a little spotty stencil there, I just wanted to break that up a little, and that just adding that little feature there has just done that, and it's just sort of softened it and made it a little bit fun. And we've moved away from, we're now being distracted by the dots as opposed to looking at those solid areas of colour shine. So that's a nice little effect, and I love little stencils and just adding little bits and pieces here and there. And I don't know, if you haven't had a go at texture paste, I suggest just getting a jar of it, getting a couple of stencils and having some fun, because you'll fall in love with it. It's lots of fun. I think the couple of brands that I like to use are I can't think of the one that I mainly use, but you know, the whipped spackle tends to be my favourite one at the moment. That one's available in the Scrap and Clearly store. I haven't used it there, but whipped spackle, which is, I have it in my hand. I'm just trying to, I've misplaced the other one, so I can't tell you what brand that is, but I highly recommend the Faber-Castell whipped spackle as well for a texture paste product. It looks really good. And so here I was. I'm just going to set that side to dry. I'm just going to have a look at my cut file here and my little girl and make sure that everything's in the position that I want it to be in. I wanted to, I did this good background, so I wanted to pop it off the page a little. So I thought I'd add some foam just to lift it off a little, and it also allow me, when I do this, I'm thinking, do I want to tuck some things in and under? So when I use foam, I sometimes think, do I want to put some tabs under? Do I want to put some cotton under? Do I want to put some, tuck some things under just to give that extra dimension, or just give those little extra details to make it something special? So that's what I was sort of tossing around here with the idea of this one. And I'm not even sure I did end up putting anything under there, but I think having it popped off certainly separated the background and drew the feature to that being the cut file and the photo of my little dolly. So I hope you're enjoying the process video so far. I'm absolutely exhausted in mummy mode at the moment. Work's been really big, life's been really big. So I'm sitting here late at night. I've got a cup of tea, but boy oh boy am I looking forward to hitting the pillow tonight. But I really wanted to share this with you. I really love this layout, and I love the cut file, and I love the end result. And I really wanted to share this with you, so I'm going to hang in there, and hopefully you'll enjoy it, even though I sound a little bit mixed up tonight and not on track at all. So at this point I'm thinking, okay, I want to have a little look at my title and where I want that to go. I had used I think those big black letters are by Pink Paisley, and I knew that I wanted to do it, but I couldn't just sit them on there. I needed to be backed so it would really pop off the page. So a similar technique to what we did with the photo. We need to help our title jump off the page, and that's by making what's behind it less distracting. So simply by putting that tag, those couple of tags there, all of a sudden you can really see my title. I went through those letters. I don't know if BAM was the right word, but she had that little wand up, and those were the letters that I had sort of could make a word out of, and I thought, oh, that sounds a little bit witchy. So BAM, there it is. She was going to get me with the Hermione wand that she ended up snapping at Book Week Parade anyway into 3 pieces. So I'm not sure if that's bad luck or what, but I thought that's a fun title, and certainly different, and people have, when they've seen the layout afterwards, have certainly had a chuckle by its title and seeing my gorgeous girl with her wand up, ready to magic spell someone. So maybe one of her brothers. I don't know. So these cute little letters by Pink Paisley, they are just gorgeous on, but they have that clear film over, which sometimes can be a little bit fiddly to get off, but I guess nothing a good rub and a little bit of deep breathing and calmness, a little bit of mindfulness there to get that off. I think I've got a Heidi Swap light box as well, and all her light box letters also have that film on there. So obviously for some reason it's important on there, maybe when they're cutting them out or when the machines are cutting it out or something like that. But boy oh boy, you're not a fan of peeling that stuff off. But anyway, so here I am just sticking it down once again using the glossy accents. At this point I'm also thinking, okay, where am I going to put my embellishments? Do I know what I want to do? Where am I going to put some journaling? And do I want to add any other embellishments? So I'm thinking about the things that I've got in my stash, and you know, whether there's any other things in this messy room of mine that I can dig out to make all this come together. I'm also looking and thinking I need to balance out the black. So we've got a black border, and we've got a really heavy black title. We've got some black accents that are going to come on with the little fabric cutouts that I did, little spooky cutouts. But I'm thinking, will that be enough to sort of balance out that strong black. That little tag was getting a little bit lost, so I wanted to pop it off the page. So just by adding that thin black border there, it did that. So it looks really, and then I was happy. So here I am thinking I'm going to try and use double-sided tape on fabric. Well, I won't be doing that again. So on with some more glossy accents, and I get to put my cute little fabric, you know, they're not handmade, but often we don't go to the fabric section of the store looking for scrapbooking embellishments. But it's now that I've done this, and it hasn't frayed at all because no one's moving it. The glue's holding it well. I might actually swing by the fabric department a little more when I'm thinking about my scrapbooking and seeing if there's any other cute little fabrics out there that can be used as embellishments, because look how cute they are. Her whole little dress was covered in these little spooky features, and she was the cutest little witch on the Halloween street. Yeah. So anyway, I hope you're enjoying my layout. Please give me a thumbs up and big thumbs up if you like the process video, and subscribe to my channel. I've done a few process videos now, not many. I'm still very new to the YouTube thing, but I definitely am enjoying the process, and I hope that you'll continue to stop by my channel and look at lots of other things that I'll eventually create. So at this point I was thinking, right, that black, I needed some more black to balance it out. So I grabbed my black Heidi Shine, blah, 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 blah. Black Colour Shine by Heidi Swap. I think it's called Black Velvet. And just to, you know, put some more black accents around there and tie it in a little bit more and make it a little bit more spooky. I end up running out of video here. So I'm going to say goodbye, but have a look at the photos at the end. And I hope you enjoyed the video. Take care. Bye.